What size are you?
10.5.
Okay, so I'm a 10, right? Is your foot, are those inches? I guess they're inches, right?
No.
What does the 10 mean?
It's very close to inches.
I mean, sure, because a size 12 foot
Is almost a foot.
Almost a foot. Is it? I feel it's bigger than a foot.
It's called a foot.
It is
I
called
mean, this appendage is called a foot, and
a foot is called a foot.
And a foot is 12 inches.
If you go home and measure your foot, though,
Is it 10.5 inches?
is it 10.5 inches or whatever it is? You're a 10.5, I'm a 10. Is your foot appreciably bigger than my foot?
Appreciably.
Appreciably.
Yes. I'd say it's,
Bigger.
well,
By half an inch.
it's measurably bigger, so much that they can design a shoe specific for a half size.
That's really, half size shoes are really weird.
Yeah.
I'm just going to go ahead and say.
It matters. I mean, when you have a shoe that doesn't fit just right, I mean, if it's half size too small, it bothers you all day long.
Half size too small is annoying, but half size too big is not
can live
annoying.
with.
And I'd imagine this world could be just fine with full size shoes. 9, 10, 11,
Yeah,
12.
but then there's going to be some overachiever who offers the half size.
And then everybody's got to do it.
Like when they went from 7-minute abs down to 6-minute abs, then it just nullifies the 7-minute brand completely.
That's totally true.
5 minutes and 59-second abs.
I mean,
What about quarter size shoes?
I mean,
You could
I'm
take
sure
over the market.
I feel somebody does have quarter size shoes. There's
It'd be
got to be
wise.
someone. I'm a 7.25.
The problem is you just have to stock so much inventory.
Of course. But I feel in the DTC era we live in, you just make to order, right? You have your mold, you pump out one shoe for 7.25.
If you can turn it around in 24 hours, if you can compete with Amazon's free delivery in 24 hours, then yes.
Yeah. Well, I'm going to start making quarter size shoes from my basement.
Well, these Pumas that I bought with our eBay sneakers promo a while back, they fit so specifically that if I wear a thick sock, I'm uncomfortable all day long.
What if you wear no socks?
My feet kind of sweat in them.
Okay.
Based on the material that they're made out of.
Yeah.
But if I wear the kind of invisible type, super thin sock,
Good to go.
Favorite shoes. I love the shoes. It's a perfect fit, but that's how close the tolerance that we're talking about.
Okay.
It's crazy. Wool, no good.
So half size. Half sizes are important.
I think quarter size.
Okay. Great.
Work our way to quarter size. This segment was not brought to you by
Right.
Cariuma, but you are wearing the Cariumas that hooked us up a while back too. Man, Chaz, what's up, dude?
Just another day in paradise.
You know what I do have? I forgot to get. Can you hold a minute?
Yes.
Okay. Got my athletic greens container over there.
Oh yeah. Are you
Left it on the water cooler.
Are you gonna drink an athletic greens on air?
Okay, we're back.
Oh man.
You know what that
Product
sound
placement.
is?
That's the sound of health right there.
It's the sound of health.
Do you go over 8 ounces? I go over 8 ounces when I pour. I don't go to the top, but I go like 8. I guess I go half size. I go 8.5.
Which is ounces, by the way.
I
This
mean,
is measurable.
yeah.
This is a
Yeah.
definable amount.
Yeah.
No, I like 8. I've tried more. The flavor ratio.
You don't like
happy
the
with
flavor
it.
ratio.
I'm happy with it 8.
Okay.
I got to finish my coffee first, though.
Yeah.
This is my least favorite cup of coffee in the week.
Why?
I have a ritual all the other days of just kind of sipping and thinking through the day and assessing emails and whatever I got to do. And I can kind of focus on the coffee more. When we're here talking, I'm just sipping, indiscriminately and not enjoying the
And
coffee.
you get done with your coffee and you're like, oh,
Where'd it go?
finishing coffee. I'm on the anvil right now. A dry time. Been on the anvil since May 1st.
Okay.
No booze.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, dry. When coffee is the only thing you got to look forward to in the day, and then when it's done, staring out at the anvil of the day. There's going to be no up, no down, just a long, straight desert.
Athletic greens can help.
I mean, I can't do more than one though.
I know. Same with coffee for me.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Once you're done with your, like when
It's rough, dude.
when the pleasure is centraled around the morning, and then you're just looking at, maybe I'll have a Coke later. It'll be
If
pretty
an
awesome.
orange slice is the highlight of your day,
Exactly.
you're sad.
Exactly. But that's what I'm doing right now.
So this sounds like emotional drinking to me. You have a very emotional component attached to that end of the day celebration.
Sure.
Or the not end of the day, 5 o'clock celebration or
5
whatever.
o'clock, what are you talking about? 11 a.m. celebration.
And so there is obviously a dependency that kicks in physiologically as well, but that you're describing now is an emotional.
I mean, I realize I have zero physical dependency at all. Like I kick and I don't even crave. I only crave for to provide the kind of bump in the day, right?
Yeah.
Like where you get around this corner, or when I sit down ready to write a totally pointless speech crit story, like when something comes in, when a hot rumor comes in, say a Kelly did this or a Elo did that.
Devin
or
sprays somebody in the face.
Exactly. Devin sprays somebody in the face. I gleefully rub my hands together, pour a cocktail and get to work. Now I say, okay, time to get to work.
There's no glee in the rubbing.
No.
Sandpaper scraping one another.
Just sitting down, typing away.
Why are you taking a month off? Or is it just a month? Or
Yeah, a month.
Okay.
Anvil. 3 anvils a year.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, you say that sometimes, but then I feel like the strategy shifts and
There's
changes.
rules.
So,
There's rules.
Yeah, exactly.
There's always the anvil's full of rules.
Me asking isn't because I'm not listening.
Sure.
It's because
There's rules.
Yeah.
But yeah.
I tried to stand in solidarity with Lauren.
Did she go dry?
Well, she's pregnant.
Oh yeah.
So I was like, yeah, no big deal. Like, I'm more than happy to
Sure.
do this with
9
you.
months?
Yeah, no big deal,
Sweet.
right? Made it a good month and a half.
That's pretty solid.
Yeah,
Good on you.
yeah. And
What was your first drink back?
family get together.
But what specifically?
Red wine.
Okay.
Yeah.
So just a glass of red wine.
Yeah.
Did you take that first sip and say, "Where have you been all my life?"
I didn't. The funny thing was I didn't miss it, A, and B, it didn't provide that much pleasure when I got back into it.
Except for glass 3.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Once the hallucinogen effects kick in, then you're like, oh yeah, this is more fun. I'm smarter.
Yeah.
I'm a
funnier.
little savvier. I'm funnier. Yeah. Now this is
Everything
making
is more
sense.
interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that effect kicked in much, much quicker
Oh yeah.
with my tolerance kind of resetting.
So did you then take the next day off and kind of go back slow, or did you next day say, you know what it's time for? It's time for a glass of wine.
It's not frequent. I'm not drinking that much.
Okay.
So I stand in solidarity kind of on our weeknights when we're just hanging out. But if we go to a family get together like Mother's Day on Sunday, there'll be wine. I'll have a glass of wine.
Do you catch her glaring at you from across the room?
She's taken a sip once or twice.
Of course.
Just be like, what is that like again? She'll sip. She'll be like, oh yeah, that is nice. I'll be back to you.
She can kill a glass, bro.
She could. You're right. She could, but she doesn't. I think ultimately you're right. You can, even medically, like it's totally sound. But the other thought is, I can go 9 months is the drop in the bucket in terms of like
Your life?
your entire life. Exactly. So what the heck? Why not just take this opportunity to have 9 months off?
Go for it.
Yeah. So I'm supporting her in that.
Good job.
Thanks. Dude, we got a lot to catch up on.
We sure do.
First of all, I'm just noticing Matt Parker has a happy birthday balloon on his desk.
Is it Matt Parker's birthday?
It might have been yesterday or this week.
Happy birthday to Matt Parker from Album Surfboards.
Album Surfboards shaper, Matt Parker.
You know what you can do, the listener and you, on Matt Parker's birthday? Give yourself a gift of an Album Surfboard.
I like it.
I mean, it is one of the finer surf craft that I've ever ridden. Not that anyone wants my opinion on what is a fine or not fine surf craft.
Take Josh Kerr's opinion.
It's a lot better. Yeah. Does Sierra ride albums? She doesn't. What does she ride?
It's a good question.
Does she ride Mayhem?
I want to say maybe Firewire.
Uh-oh.
I don't know. To be honest, I don't know.
Uh-oh. Does she ride Firewire?
No, that doesn't sound right either.
Man, you know who I love?
Jackson Dorian does.
You know who I love? Pete Schroff.
Oh, yeah.
Peter Schroff.
He needs a team rider.
Oh, my goodness. I want to be Peter Schroff's team rider.
Who would be the best team rider? I mean, I agree you would fit.
I'm not very good.
But yeah, in terms of like Hector Santa Maria.
Yeah, but Hector Santa Maria is too happy. You'd have to have somebody who Schroff digs in. I just saw an Instagram post that he made about Mark Price. Mark Price of old Gotcha fame, who now I think is the owner of Firewire, right? That's his deal.
CEO.
Yeah, CEO of Firewire. And so he goes after Price for the, quote, Chinese junk, unquote, that he brings into these shores. But yeah, love Peter Schroff, but who would be, let's pick a tour surfer for Schroff.
I don't think there's anybody on tour that's as gritty.
Gotta be.
Jeremy Flores makes a little bit of sense.
Yeah.
Mikey Wright makes a little bit of sense.
Mikey Wright's packaged. It's all fake.
I know. Yeah.
Mikey Wright is straight up fake.
I think you need somebody. I don't know if anybody on tour works. It'd have to be off tour.
Owen Wright.
Tyler Wright.
Oh man, Tyler Wright losing again.
I know.
Don't want to back.
By the way, can you acknowledge my?
You were right. You were totally right.
Thank you.
She is crumbling under the weight of woke.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's way too much weight.
Yeah.
We'll get into the Margaret River event. Happy birthday to Matt Parker. I want to also say thank you to our subscribers.
Yes. Thank you so much,
I don't want to
subscribers.
just ask for new subscribers every week. We need to take some time to acknowledge subscribers.
Anybody who subscribed, from the bottom of my heart, thank you.
$5 a month. It's minor. Most people won't notice it missing. But as a thank you, we give away surfboards.
I mean, that's the beauty. I feel when you stinking NPR down San Diego way was doing their pledge drive this week, I flip it straight off. It's so cloying and annoying, and I don't want a damn ceramic mug, don't want a tote bag, don't want I heart NPR earbuds. Who even knows what getting off-brand earbuds, not AirPods, but earbuds that, come in a case? No. I want a surfboard.
What about a Nina Toten bag?
Don't want a Nina Toten bag.
That's a great branding move, though.
It's a great pun, but yeah. I don't want it. I don't want nothing to do with NPR.
Well, we gave away an album, Twinsman, in February.
Yep.
I've got a Roger Hines twin fin this month.
That is
giving away.
Phenomenal.
I've got it in my car. I don't want to, talk about Roger Hines surfboards too much while we're sitting an album. It feels blasphemous, but for the podcast network, I'm going to be reviewing it. I'm going to release an episode of it this week, a thorough review. So here's the thing. Not only are we giving the surfboards away, we're giving you kind of quality content, interview with the shaper, detailing surfboard design. This can benefit anybody. And then one of our subscribers wins the board.
Odds are pretty good on winning too, aren't they? I mean,
I would say so.
Compared to, say, the lottery or whatnot?
For sure.
Yeah.
Way better than winning the lottery.
Yeah.
So for $5 a month, you do it on surfsplendorpodcast.com. I'll put a hyperlink in your show notes that says subscribe. Tap that thing, support our show. You can avoid commercials, you win surfboards, and get discounts on merch.
Thank you, subscribers.
Yes, thank you. What are you doing? Did you plan anything for Mother's Day? I gave you fair warning last week.
Yeah, you did. So the fair warning was exactly what I needed to buy my own mother flowers, get them delivered actually on time, as opposed to typically buying them Saturday and realizing that they can't get there till whenever.
Especially the Saturday before Mother's Day.
Precisely, that one. But I'm still pondering what to do with my wife, the mother of my children.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, can't help you there.
Nope. And this clock is ticking.
Exactly. I gave you a week. That's all I could do.
Yep.
I've got a listener moral quandary.
Let's go.
My sister-in-law and her family are filming this reality TV show for NBC where they switch lives for a few days and they have to live the other family's life. My sister-in-law and her family are, quote, HB locals, Huntington Beach locals, and are a total Barbie and Ken. They consider themselves hardcore surfers. Their kids surf. Their lives revolve around surfing. I'm supposed to teach the family that they switch with how to surf tomorrow in Huntington Beach. I'm morally opposed to teaching anyone but my own kids how to surf. Vehemently opposed. I don't want to popularize surfing, and I don't want to create competition for myself. I want to monopolize surfing as best I can. What do? Do I pray they are too scared and tired? Help me, DLS. I need your sage wisdom. The show airs in September, I guess.
So guess what?
Tell me.
Guess what? I got this same request for help.
No way.
Prior filming.
Yeah, exactly.
I got to actually give advice that was then utilized for the filming.
You're talking about the exact same listener.
Exact same listener, exact same request for help. I hit him back with the thing that I do, which he utilized, which will now be on the show.
Amazing.
Totally amazing.
Okay,
so
good, because I didn't catch his DM until it was too late.
Oh no, I got him the day of.
Perfect.
So I answered the morning before he went out and had to teach. So here was my advice to him.
Okay. And this will air on NBC.
This will air on NBC. So you can't, like, this is expected, right? You can't just say no. You can't do anything. But I've been approached and or have done many times in my life, written surf stuff like spot guides and whatnot for non-surf magazines, right? For like my first one and proudest one was probably for Black Book magazine, which is a big, thick, like fashion magazine. And they wanted like best surf breaks of the world for people to go start surfing. So I said, phenomenal, I'll do this. I said, you go to Silver Strand and you talk to the locals. The locals there are the friendliest. You ask anybody out in the lineup where you should paddle out, what you should do. Silver Strand, Puerto Escondido, like you got to wait for these big swells because it like fills in there kind of nicely and like it's really playful. So Puerto Escondido, when it's bigger, go book your trip now. If you've never surfed, paddle out on a soft top, Puerto Escondido, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Sandbag, just a mockery. So, and they don't know, like they literally printed the thing, my guide to the, you know, just all these, like sending people out at the most localized spots where they're just going to, there's no even hope, right? It's not going to crowd the spot. There's going to be one person, one Val goes there, gets slapped in the face and tells all his Val friends, do never go here again. You know, it was a perfect solution, I feel, to both write and destroy, like put so much misinformation into the universe that nobody knows anything anymore. I told him, go and be just the friendliest teacher ever. Leash him up. You put your leash on the front foot. That's where the leash goes. Wax, you know, the wax is for the board to go faster. You wax the bottom of the board.
Wax the fins.
Wax the fins.
Wetsuit backwards.
Exactly. A whole thing. Just like be really friendly and give them such a bad experience with, and it doesn't even have to be that obvious, enough misinformation to make them feel bad and kooky and not like to do it, that they'll never go back to it. And so I got the report after, which was thank you. It was a miserable time had by all, I think. So yeah.
This is really smart on a lot of levels.
Yeah.
Because nobody, in both scenarios, the magazine scenario, nobody's actually going to read the black book.
No.
And then be like, I'm booking a trip to Puerto Escondido to learn how to surf. Like people read it because it's interesting,
sure,
but they don't actually ever apply whatever it is you're saying. The editors at the magazine,
they don't know.
They're just filling pages.
They have no idea.
They don't know, they don't care.
Yeah.
The writing's good, the pictures are good, cool, go to print, we're happy. And in the scenario of the guy teaching the people, those people, the first time out, will not notice if there's wax on the bottom of their board. Nope. They won't notice if their wetsuit's on backwards, if their leash is on the wrong foot. None of it will matter.
No idea.
So all that this matters to is the person having a laugh.
Yep.
Somebody will open that book or magazine and they'll chuckle.
Yeah.
Somebody will watch that show on NBC and they will laugh about it. I would, if I watched that, if I didn't know this was going on and I watched that, I would think, oh my God, that teacher is totally pulling a prank and it's awesome.
I can't wait for that episode to come out.
Totally.
To be honest. Yeah. Like you're exactly right. It gives, I didn't even think about it that way. I just thought about throwing so much, doing my damnedest to misinform
for the universe
wherever and whenever I can. But I didn't even consider the flip side of providing laughs to the grouchy local, to the core surfer.
The 99% of viewers won't have any clue that it is even a joke.
Sure.
But for the 1% that do know what's what,
very funny.
They'll laugh.
Yeah.
And for them, if the teacher had actually just tried to apply good teaching, for that 1% who knows, they wouldn't care.
It would be indifferent.
Yeah, they'd be indifferent. They would just be like, okay, I didn't learn anything from that. No big deal.
Yeah.
Moving on.
Yeah.
So there you go.
Brilliant.
Solved. Good job.
Brilliant.
And I asked him if this was for Wife Swap, which is a well-known show. He said it is, but it's about families. It's the same franchise. They just kind of
Family Swap.
They do a family swap version.
But how do you family swap?
What?
How do you family swap?
Yeah, who's the teacher in that scenario?
I mean, if you're just putting do you put a whole family in somebody else's life? Is that what it is? Like this entire family goes and lives in Huntington. The other entire family goes and lives. That's what it must be. One entire family goes and lives in Huntington Beach and has to live like they give them scenarios like you got to surf, you got to do this, you got to do that.
And in this case, the brother-in-law helps guide the family.
Precisely. In the other case, the other family goes to Iowa and has to farm corn.
Yeah, he said the lesson went really well because I followed up with him the next day or two. He said the lesson went really well. They tried to surf, but they tried to surf on one wave, but gave up. Family was super cool and nice. They were interested in us being Mormon than surfing. So maybe he says interested in being Mormon more than surfing, or maybe Mormon.
Must be. Yeah.
Maybe Mormon was actually a typo or a autocorrect.
They were interested in us more than surfing.
That's what it was. Yeah.
But I like interested in us Mormon more than surfing. It's good.
Yeah, that is good too. So, all right, good job.
Yeah, I did.
Problem solved.
I did my work.
Listeners, send any moral quandaries our way.
Got you solved.
Yeah, we did.
Even sometimes ahead of time, like this one, like where there was an actual solution that got to be put into place prior the need for it.
Totally.
Yep.
Project Ibelli update.
This is the most fascinating of stories. We let him down. We didn't. I'm sorry. No, we did not let him down. I'll tell you who let him down. You want to know who let him down?
Australian Post.
Australia's Postal Service.
They didn't let him down either. I feel like this has worked out perfectly.
It's true.
We're getting more mileage out of the stickers not arriving than we would have if they would have arrived.
It's so great. The whole story of the stickers is, I got to write this whole thing out.
It's ridiculous.
I'll write it out on Beach Grit.
Here's yesterday's email from Caio before he paddled out for his round of 16 heat.
Yes.
Literally.
Yeah.
The guy needs to focus on winning the round of 16 against world champ Italo Ferreira. Good morning, boys. Just one update on the stickers. Went to the post office yesterday. By the way, the last update was the stickers didn't make it to the hotel. After Jake from Shapers cut the vinyl with he borrowed a vinyl cutter, went and bought the material, cut the stickers for us because sticker manufacturers couldn't turn it around in time. He then shipped them to Caio's hotel.
The People's Hall of Fame is where it put him.
Exactly. Which, by the way, I've gotten a couple of emails from people who are sticker manufacturers in Western Australia who are like, hey, dude, I own a business that does that. I can do this for you. I'm like, well, it's too late now. But anyways, the last update was the stickers that Jake cut got stuck at the post office rather than making them to Caio's hotel.
According to the hotel, right? Or according to someone.
According to the tracking number.
According to the tracking number, yeah.
So then Caio says, good morning, boys. Just one update on the stickers. I went to the post office yesterday, which the tracking number was saying that has been delivered at the post office. When I got there, they told me that they could be inside one of the hotel's boxes, but they don't have their key, meaning the hotel has a P.O. box there, but the post office doesn't have a key to the hotel's P.O. box. So I got in touch with a hotel to get them this morning at reception. Wasn't expecting to have overlapping heats this morning. Was going to solve all of this by 9 a.m. when they opened, but I've got to go compete.
How fantastic is Caio Ibelli? Caio Ibelli sorting. I mean, can there be a greater man of the people? This is what we all do, right?
This is ridiculous.
We all run around in the morning trying to solve little knick-knacky stuff like mail having gone to the wrong place, or, kid getting out of school early, or, whatever. Like all these problems that the people have every single day. Caio Ibelli, a gift from the people to Caio also, but Caio's just dealing with a good attitude. Like, this is why Caio is our surfer right here. Imagine this was some spoiled rotten surfer. Who do you think is the most, or who would you guess is the most spoiled surfer on tour? Let's say this is Kanoa Igarashi. Everything, I'm not saying that he is the most spoiled tour or surfer on tour, but everything handed to him, right? The world on a silver platter. Do you think that Kanoa Igarashi would lift one finger to go get stickers if Kanoa's stickers are not handed to him and or placed on his board by his manager or brand manager? He's not doing anything. He's not going to go fetch it.
Further, his brand managers, who may or may not be listening to this podcast, are laughing at us going, are you kidding me? You guys, we manage all of this for our team.
Sure.
Like the fact that your team rider is going to the post office, waiting in line is a shame. They should be focused on competition.
No.
But what they don't realize is the exact grit you need to win a heat against world champs.
Waiting in line at the post office.
That's how you foster it.
It's so true.
You build it.
So
you got to cultivate it.
Well, and let's look at the facts here. Fact. Caio dropped out in round of what? At
16.
Oh, oops. So he's not.
Well, he lost against Idolo after he sent us that email.
Oh, yeah, I know. But in Narrabeen.
Oh, right.
Narrabeen, how far did he get?
32, I feel.
He's getting better.
That's true.
We're
developing the grit.
Precisely. We are developing the grit. By Rottnest,
Quarterfinals.
quarters. Guaranteed quarters at Rottnest.
Good call.
Yeah.
So we are slowly cultivating the surfer of the people. Let's call the post office. Don't give them the stickers.
But also, it's almost time for something like for another carrot, another layer to this. I don't know what that is yet, but I feel at this point, the stickers are on for Rottnest now, right? I mean, eventually
anything can happen at this point.
I mean, I suppose so, but eventually those has he been delivered the money?
No.
So he's got to
I've told him, you've seen in the emails, a couple of emails in a row, like, hey, dude, let me know how to get you that money.
Yeah.
And I think he wants to wait till the stickers actually get applied.
Which, look at this. He's not only a man of the people, he's a man of the blue collar people.
Yeah.
Don't pay me for work I haven't done.
Exactly.
Caio Ibelli.
I know.
Caio Ibelli.
Well,
I like him more and more, gotta say.
I
thought I liked him as much as I could like a professional surfer. Then he made Ibelli burgers, liked him more.
That's why I love him most.
But now,
yeah,
hustling around, trying to do the hard yards to get a sticker on his board for us, for the people.
I'm a big fan. Watching his surfing throughout the event as well, I was continually impressed.
Not only especially, but like paddling out near dark at main break on that huge day. And then also his clip from the box was epic. Like the way he wove that barrel.
Totally.
Beauty.
Did you see his wipeout the night of that when he was paddled out at main break by himself?
I didn't.
So a couple of the surfers were out there and then they went in. And so I think it was Julian Wilson went on the wave right before Caio's and ate it. So the rescue team went and rescued Julian. And then Caio was on the very next wave. It was a right. He ate it like treacherously,
and no rescue team.
No rescue team. So had to survive on his own and then paddled back out and got that left that we have the video.
Such a man of the people.
I know.
Caio Ibelli.
Solid wipeout.
Ladies and gents.
Yeah, we're fully supportive.
Yeah.
But what I was saying was we're getting more mileage out of this. If we would have got the stickers to him at Newcastle,
it would have been
they would have been on the board, off the board in one round, no big deal.
We would not be talking about Caio Ibelli.
Then I realized the stickers actually don't matter at all.
No.
So the stickers are almost illegible through all of the contest, unless it's a post-heat interview and they're holding their board.
But I want Caio to see the sticker. I want Caio to be sitting on the board looking at the sticker.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what's going to buoy him to a shocking surprise Rottnest victory or quarterfinal berth.
As long as we get him into the top 5, we'll get him into finals day at Lowers, and that's where all kind of culminates.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah. I think it's coming together.
My goodness. Yeah, it's beautiful.
The plan's coming together.
It's a beautiful plan.
All that being said, Idolo smashed him.
Idolo surfs so dang good, though. I mean, Idolo's heat, I scrubbed back through. I didn't get to watch much of it live yesterday, but I watched plenty of it this morning. And Idolo, ooh-wee.
What I find myself realizing, so I had a survival pick.
You were done, right?
No, I was in with Jack Robinson.
Exactly.
And then, yes. And then he lost.
Yeah, so you're out.
I'm out.
Yeah.
And so I find myself conflicted where I'm rooting for Jack Robinson, even though like Jeremy Flores is clearly surfing better in that heat.
And any other day, I mean, I always like that Jeremy Flores beats anyone.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So what I found myself realizing with these emotional ties to Jack Robinson, Caio Ibelli, I kind of realized I just want the best surfer to win. I'm sitting here rooting against the better surfer. I'm rooting for Caio against Idolo. But when Idolo crushes a wave, I go, he deserves to win this heat.
Of course.
I need to abandon my emotional attachment to whoever I'm rooting for and acknowledge that guy surfed better.
I think only emotional attachments matter. I want guy like Idolo beating Caio, phenomenal, right? I want to see Idolo in the finals. I want to see Idolo win. Like, Idolo's surfing is epic. I still want Caio to win. I want Jeremy
But I
Flores
want
to smash anyone. I want Jeremy Flores to smash the best in the world, always.
I want Caio to surf better than Idolo. I don't want Caio to win. You know what I mean?
I hear you. You want Caio to do something so jaw-droppingly amazing that you're like, oh, okay. Yeah, you want the better surfer to win the heat.
Which wasn't happening, by the way, at Narrabeen and Newcastle.
Yeah.
You're watching Jordy Smith go out there and just like flaccidly surf a wave and losing to Alex Ribeiro or whoever he lost to in those events, going, this doesn't make any sense.
That's true.
Why is the crappier surfer winning 50 or 60 or 70% of the heats? And it's because the waves were crappy and people weren't getting two scoring opportunities.
I've said it before and I'll say it again. I still think, I don't know if I've said it before. Pretty sure I have. I still think they should judge the heat when it's over. Like the surfers should surf like they shouldn't know what score they need. They shouldn't know anything. They could have a guess like of, you know, I mean, I guess they would have no idea of anything. I guess their coaches or whatever could be signaling to them what they think the score is going to be. But the judges should assess after each heat. And you should get the heat score from the previous heat in the middle of the following heat. So heat paddles out, judges to get together, assess, then it's posted. So then you know. It
Just go out there and surf.
It makes so much more sense to me, and I feel we would get much better performances. And more often than not, we would get the right surfer through. Where wave to wave, oftentimes the right surfer, like not more often than not, but way too often the right surfer doesn't make it through.
Well, way too often up until Margaret River this year because the waves are crappy. I think good waves solves 90% of the problems we complain about, maybe 95%.
But I don't know, even at Margie with, what was the early shocker that, I forget. Yeah, I forget too. There was something. There was one I feel like this guy got overscored on this wave and then the other guy got underscored barely on that wave.
So throughout any event in history, that happens 2 or 3 times in an event where the far favored surfer either has a shocker performance or doesn't get the waves they needed to compete on. It happens far less when the waves are good. At Newcastle and Airbnb, it was happening literally more than 50% of the time.
That's true.
I was tracking it.
That's true.
And so I feel like in this event, so that's where the emotional thing I was getting really conflicted about, where now in this event, I could just watch a heat and go, that guy clearly surfed better, despite my emotional connection to him, and they got the scores they deserved, and they won the heat. No arguing with that.
Did you like Jordy Smith getting the score he needed with his robust claim?
So, dude, we need to really discuss this.
Is it time now?
We discussed claims in the previous events. This event, they're so egregious.
I had a brilliant post this morning. I know you haven't had time to read it yet, about specifically Jordy's claim. I feel he has cemented himself at the very tippy top of both emotionally and physically awkward claims in surfing's history, but in a beautiful way. And this is the genius right here. Do you ever go to the store and get crab with a K?
Never.
Have you ever eaten
Only
crab
with
with a K?
C.
Have you ever eaten crab with a K?
It ended up in a sushi roll once or twice.
Sometimes, not often, but sometimes crab with a K is what you want. Crab with a C would not be quite as good. Like in a really crappy kind of seafood salad, for example, right? Like a really, this is not a delicacy. This is the real crab. Crab with a C would be wasted. You want crab with a K. Jordy Smith's are claims with a K. They are KLAIMs, where, sure, gross a lot of the time, but sometimes they are actually better than the real thing. I feel this is what Jordy has elevated it to. They're such a mockery of claims that they've become their own dish, and they're beautiful for what they are. They're skin, like when I watch Jordy claim, both my skin and my soul crawls. And how does he do that? It's beautiful. Like, it's the way his claims are how I feel about much of the WSL. It's a mockery of itself. And so, Yeah, I love Jordy Smith's KLAIMS claims.
Is he aware? Is he in on the joke?
I feel a sly smile will escape his lips every so often. So I think he knows. I think he actually feels it. That's why it's so cringy when he like pounds his chest and points to his head and all
Remember
that.
the Wolverine?
Exactly. There was the Wolverine. There's the are you not entertained? There's so many of them. So I think that's his real emotion. I think he catches himself midway through and says, "This is embarrassing." But I'm so excited, or not embarrassing. I'm sorry. This is, and so then a little wink afterwards.
So there's the goofy dad who's on the dance floor and knows his dance moves are goofy.
Yeah.
And so he sends it up.
Yeah.
And he's like, you know what? Rather than being too embarrassed to dance,
I'm going to go bigger.
I'm going to give them what they want.
But I think Jordy Smith, because the goofy dance dad knows that he's goofy from the get-go. I think Jordy Smith thinks he's crushed it. I think he thinks he got the score, and he's so filled with exuberance that he can't help but do it. And then after the fact, though, he can look. It's like the dad who thinks he's crushing it on the dance floor, watches the wedding video afterwards, realizes he wasn't, and can look around at the room and poke a little bit of fun at himself.
The problem is Jordy's, certainly at Margaret River and maybe other times too, is a 6-point ride.
Yeah.
You know, it's not like he's doing the claim after a 10-point
His
ride.
claim, I mean, it was his 6-point, I mean, it was a 6-point on that, or what did he get on that final left?
Are you talking about against Alex Ribeiro?
Against Julian Wilson.
Against Julian.
At Margaret.
Oh, yeah, I did see that wave. It was a 6-point something.
And
His heat point total was like 10 or 11.
And that wave was, I mean, I think that wave was not good, right?
No.
It was a junky left, and there was pumping surf yesterday, right? Mm-hmm. Or pumping surf the day 3 or whatever it was, for those listening later. Jordy Smith had a maybe shoulder high left where he whack into the whitewash and then just exploded with like, "This is me."
Because he knew he needed.
Of course.
And it was at the buzzer.
Of course.
So he needed a 5-5 and he knew he got a 6. And so the claim was about the 6.
And he got it though. The judges gave it to him.
I know. So
Would the judges have given it to him without the claim? Probably not.
There's 2 instances where they didn't. And I'm so thrilled they didn't. Did you see Kanoa Igarashi's?
I didn't see Kanoa's claim though.
It was he had a full conniption. It's crazy. The fact that, I mean, I even forgot about Jordy's because
I'm gonna go back and look at Kanoa's now. Dang it, I made a bad call. So Kanoa, but
and Tyler Wright.
Oh, I saw Tyler's.
And so it was embarrassing.
I know.
And here's why. Tatiana Weston Webb smashed the wave right before Tyler and got a 9.27.
Yeah.
Tyler then does lesser surfing on the very next wave and claimed it so hard.
Yeah.
And she obviously didn't see Tatiana's wave, but we all did.
Yeah.
And Tati didn't claim.
Yeah.
So Tati surfs a wave to a 9, doesn't claim it, just rides out of it confidently. And then the next surfer surfs a wave inferiorly
and just goes
and claims so hard, like pounds her chest, and it's like, ugh, that's cringy.
That's really
and
awkward.
So I'm like, man, if the judges give her a score for this, the claim did affect the score.
It's really awkward.
And thankfully they didn't. And I thought, you know what? I'm almost for punitive punishment for that claim because that was so cringy. And the same thing with Kanoa. Kanoa didn't get the score for his.
I got to go back and look. I'm so sad I missed Kanoa's.
I'm going to dig them up and I will post them on Instagram because these need to become memes.
Kanoa, so I think Jordy's, while I'll say he's the king right now, the tippy top, is because his thing has cemented. Kanoa's is still like young and awkwardly spastic, right?
It's very spastic.
It's like super, it hasn't like coalesced around anything. Jordy has movements and whatnot, right? Like he has, again, the Wolverine, the Are You Entertained? This one was kind of a who's the man claim. Kanoa's are just like bizarre. Once I see some kind of literary through line in Kanoa's, then I'll think more seriously about Kanoa's claims.
Well, go back to the U.S. Open.
Of course, but it's just bizarre. It's like a bizarre, it's a bizarre explosion.
It is. It's like taken over by the Holy Spirit or something, like a full on like speaking in tongues kind of.
I can't wait. I'm excited for you to find those on Instagram.
I'll send
repost. Okay.
I know how to pull them from like the giant video file download it. I'll find the clip. I'll send it to you.
Boom. I'm so
These
excited.
need to be on Instagram for everybody.
Can we do all
assess.
3? Can we do Tyler Wright?
With the score next to it?
Okay.
Here's
perfect.
a 6-point ride.
Yeah.
Like, it's crazy. It's crazy. And I think it's actually showcasing the difference between the world-class, the top surfers versus, because compare those to Gabriel Medina doing a 40-foot air into the flats
And then a
landing buttery.
little basketball shot.
And then like, oh, by the way, I planned this claim out in advance and I was just saving it for when I did something that would blow everybody's mind. And I'm not spastically freaking out because I'm in control.
Yeah.
Because I knew I could do this all along. The Kanoa landing a floater and then conniption fit is like, there's a wild difference between what you're doing and what Gabriel's doing.
Well, and the truth is, I mean, maybe you can claim your way through one heat, a la possibly Jordy and Julian. You're not going to claim your way to a world title. Like
Right.
I mean, which I guess the payday in maybe making that heat makes it worth it. I don't know what you win or what the earnings are for getting to the quarters versus getting into the
Claiming for $8,000.
maybe
Celebrating.
Maybe you're like, I will need this $8,000. Here we go. Gonna get it. Daddy's gonna get it.
Yeah.
Or mama's
I
gonna
don't think
get it.
that's what they're claiming.
Yeah, they just really they thought they crushed.
One other detail, because
Is real quick, is Tyler Wright DOA or DOW, dead in the water? Is her title
I don't know.
chances are over?
Well, she's in the top 5 still, I think, because she
Wow.
won pipe.
Oh, she won pipe, yeah.
And then everything other than Carissa has been really flip-floppy.
Okay,
like
okay.
Isabella Nichols made a final.
Yeah.
And then, so there's like a lot of
Okay, so she's still
disparity.
I forgot about pipe, so I thought she was just like almost an impossible place to make a run at the title.
So she made the quarters in this event. So she's got a first place and a quarterfinal.
Okay.
So she's still right in that mix.
Okay. Yeah.
We'll see how it's affected. Like these results aren't in yet, so maybe she'll get bumped out. The one detail is I've talked in the past about I'm okay with a sincere claim.
Yeah.
So somebody getting and that's where Kanoa's. So there's a planned claim, which is Gabriel Medina's.
3-pointer.
There's the claiming, hoping to get the score, which is what
Jordy
Kanoa,
Smith.
Tyler, and Jordy did.
Yeah.
But then there's this other part, which is like
Just
a
can't help
sincere,
yourself. Yeah.
getting blown out of a barrel at Chopu and just, or what John did at Margaret River, I would say. John's 10-point ride at the beginning of the event at Margaret River, he came out of that and was just like, whoa.
Yeah.
Because he couldn't believe he made it.
But
Deserve it.
I will still say, though, the claim for the score most represents what the WSL is. And I love to hate watch the WSL as much as I love to watch it, right? Like, I get real pleasure, which is where the crab comes in again. It's a dirty, dirty little treat that I
need to revisit crab.
Revisit crab. Crab is better in some things than where crab, CRAB, would just be wasted. In a super mayonnaise-y
Okay, I'm fully, I love the analogy, so I want to give you credit for it. And I'm almost buying into wanting to eat crab as well.
I'm telling you, there's times and places for crab.
But I know what you're talking about. If you said a McDonald's hamburger at times and places is better than a real hamburger, I'd be like, you're right. I get that.
Exactly.
But crab specifically, I need to revisit because I've never once liked it.
Times and places.
Okay.
Yeah. Look up a recipe.
With mayonnaise. And
exactly. I'm gonna find a great CRAB recipe. Send it your way.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Good.
I'm a big fan of, in terms of shellfish.
Yeah.
I feel like crab is overlooked in Southern California. If you go certain places in the world, people are
crab is better than lobster.
Better than lobster.
I will full on claim crab is better than lobster anytime, any day.
It's better than any other shellfish.
Yeah. Crab is the best.
It's so good.
Yeah. I'm an Oregon boy, but yes. Crab.
All right. Let me see. I've got other things.
We got a lot, I feel.
I know. Hold on. In terms of Margaret River, that's all I put in my notes. Let's talk about Byron Baes. Are you familiar with
Byron?
this?
I sure am. Byron, the funniest thing, explain what Byron Baes to the listener is real quick.
I think sometimes people come up with a good name for something, and then they're like, all right, we got to build an entire business around this name.
That's like me and claim crab.
Exactly. That's exactly what happened. So Byron Baes, spelled Baes. This is from the New York Times. In recent years, Byron Bay, Australia has been transformed, for better or worse, from a sleepy beach town drawing surfers and hippies into a globally renowned destination for the affluent and digitally savvy. The tensions between leveraging and protecting Byron Bay's reputation, always simmering in this age of entrepreneurial social media, exploded last month when Netflix announced plans for a reality show, Byron Baes, that'll follow hot Instagrammers living their best lives.
Fantastic.
Living their best lives. Local residents said that the show would be a tawdry misrepresentation of the town and demand that Netflix cancel the project. I love demanding that they cancel the project. One woman stated that started a petition drive that has gathered more than 9,000 signatures and organized a paddle out, a surfer's memorial usually reserved for commemorating deaths in revolt of the Netflix series. By the way, the median house price income in Byron is now $1.8 million, making it the most expensive place in Australia and almost as expensive as the Hollywood Hills in California. Celebrities like Chris Hemsworth, Matt Damon, Zac Efron have all moved to town. What right do they have to exploit Byron? Said Tess Hall, a filmmaker who moved to Byron in 2015. It's not like she's from there.
No,
she's not
just
indigenous. She moved there
6 years ago.
So what right do they have to exploit it? And she organized the petition and the paddle out. She added that she feared the show would draw, quote, the wrong type of person to the region and share the town's secret beach spots with the rest of the world. We're not Venice Beach, she said. It's a different vibe.
My favorite part about this whole story, speaking of Venice Beach, is Stab Magazine. Stab Magazine moved itself from wherever it was, Bondi, I guess, Australia, to Venice Beach. Venice adjacent. When Venice was peak cringe, right? When Abbott Kinney and all this, like when Venice was such a thing. It's not like Stab went and helped make Venice what it was. Stab moved in so late to Venice, like on the full-on downs, or not even at the peak, on the just slightly downslide of Venice just being a caricature of a thing. And now they're moving to Byron exactly at the same time on the just over the peak.
Think about that.
Yeah, how epic is that? Like Stab Magazine just following embarrassing hipster culture around the world after it's already peaked, when it's crested and just sliding down.
When it has none of the benefit of why it gained popularity, because it's now way too crowded, way too expensive.
Well, and honest to goodness caricature. Like nobody with any sense looks at Venice and Byron and thinks, hip, cool. Like only real wackos or, total full-on mainstream people look at it and think, that's where I want to be, man.
And be moving to Orange County because you watched The Real Housewives of Orange County.
Yep.
And you're into the culture.
Yep. But like right after peak Real Housewives, like whenever it was right after that. Yeah. I mean, it's so embarrassing.
Hilarious.
It is really funny. Very funny.
I was dating a girl in Venice a couple years ago. And I mean, listeners probably understand Venice. They probably have some image of in their mind.
Yeah.
But literally houses crammed on streets together that are $2 million. And then there's murders on the very next street over. And sometimes even on that street.
Yeah.
There's feces, human feces in the street, homeless problem, huge drug problems, like really, really a bizarre place. Jack Black lives in the neighborhood, so you see him getting coffee, but you're also walking over human feces from the homeless people outside the same coffee shop. Really kind of bizarre thing. So we come back from dinner one night, and parking is a nightmare every time. We're looking for a parking spot on her street, and I notice that there's two people in a car, so I just presume they're going to be leaving soon. And it's dark. It's probably 11 o'clock at night. And so I pull up next to them to signal hey, are you guys leaving or whatever? And these guys look up at me from their window, and they're like gangsters, and they roll down their window. They're like, they nod at me, like, what do you want? I'm like, hey, and I was clueless.
Yeah.
I was like, hey, are you guys leaving? He's like, get the fuck out of here. I was like, huh? I was like, what? Oh. I mean, they were either doing a drug deal or in the middle of doing they were doing something illegal for sure.
And you just pulled up pulled up on him.
Fully didn't dawn on
Yeah.
me. And fully, they're like in their car at 11 o'clock at night on a dark street doing something.
And you said, cool.
I think it might have been a drug deal. Like if I had to guess, I think it was a drug deal. And we pull up, roll down our window, and are just like, hey guys, are you leaving?
If it was a drug deal, though, you should have waited. I can't imagine that would have taken that long. You
He
should
gave me a
we'll
look.
just wait.
He clearly communicated through a look, and I still didn't catch it. So I communicated verbally with him, like in a friendly, like, hey, are you guys leaving? What's
bro.
going on? And then he had to communicate verbally with me. And I was like, and then we drove away, and she was like, oh crap. And I was like, yeah, sorry about that.
Imagine that poor guy, though. The guy in the car. He has to deal with that all the time now. Didn't have to deal with that. Just like this filmmaker who moved to Byron in 2016 or 2015.
How funny is that?
She's frustrated.
Organizing a paddle out, like fully appropriating surf culture at that point.
The fact that the places that Hollywood celebrities move is, I mean, Hemsworth makes sense. Obviously, he's from Australia, and maybe he was Byron adjacent to begin with. But what's Zac Efron doing there? Or stinking Matt Damon? Like,
I mean, they figured out how beautiful it is. I mean, it is an incredible
it's beautiful.
enclave.
It's beautiful, but it's like those Byron hipsters. I mean, all one has to do is Google Byron hipster, and you'll get so many funny pictures that'll be it.
I think that they still want a vegan latte, like Matt Damon and Zac Efron. They want to be somewhere beautiful, but not so remote that they don't have access to organic grocery stores and a vegan latte. And you know what I mean?
Yeah, sure.
So that's what it is.
Yeah, and Stab Magazine.
We need to recap, because it really fell in between shows, the Lunakai story.
Oh, yeah.
Lunakai happened the day after we recorded last week, and now it's out of the news cycle.
Oh, yeah.
We have to address it.
We have to real quick.
Yeah.
So they're... Yeah, very funny. I forgot even about this. It was hilarious.
I loved it. For 48 hours,
it was fun.
Consumed my life.
Devin Howard out at Malibu, catches a wave, overhead high, surfing it Devin Howard style on his mid, CI mid, like smooth, buttery, da-da-da-da-da. Comes to a point in the wave. It looked chilly. It was like...
Yes.
Yeah.
It's winter. It was 58 degree water.
Yep. Coming around, and then there's a... man, wetsuitless, gripping a wave storm on the shoulder, like couldn't really tell. I mean, he definitely wouldn't have been able to catch it even if he was paddling in, but whatever. Devin full sprays him and zooms on. Clip is caught, posted to Instagram. I posted it on mine. I think a bunch of Kook of the Day posted their stories, I think. Yeah, him getting sprayed in the face. Highlight, right? Hard. He saw it and then loved it so much that reposted like 5,000 stories about all the attention it was getting and da-da-da. So I interviewed him. Nice kid. And then I posted the story, and then he loved that even more. So yeah, it was the Val who really loved to be a Val.
So this kid gets sprayed, random person gets sprayed in the face in an Instagram clip. I started getting... tagged. People were like, hey, is that David?
Yeah.
On the shoulder?
Yeah.
Because he somewhat looked like me.
Yeah.
And they probably want to make fun of me for being a kook, which I thought was funny.
Yeah.
So we played that up for a minute for like, let's say 8 hours, 12 hours. And Devin and I were texting back and forth laughing about it. And I told Devin, I go, dude, I guarantee by the end of the night, somebody's going to identify that guy.
Yeah.
You know, and then that'll be funny. He goes, you think? And I'm like, oh, for sure. That's the magic of the internet, you know? Well, not only did the guy get identified, he
engaged,
did a full selfie Instagram story.
Multiple.
That just ran, 10 stories or whatever, fully detailing his side of the story.
Yep.
Which, again, the internet is magic.
It's magic.
Because it was good enough for us just to kind of like wonder who that guy was, but to hear his side of the story made it gold.
It was beautiful.
It was the second or third time he's ever surfed in his life.
Yep.
His friend called him, like, it was like an impromptu
DJ
session.
boss. Yeah.
Like, hey, you want to go surf today? I guess so. I got nothing else going on. Ends up at Malibu during a great swell.
Yep.
And ends up getting sprayed by one of Malibu's better surfers.
A fine story. Yeah. I spent a good 20 minutes on the phone with Lunakai. Kyle. Is his name Kyle?
I don't know.
I think it's Kyle. Yeah. And it was funny. He was like, him, like the vision or the vision from the eyes of a Val, of a full Val, was fun to get, and he totally played it off. I mean, in a great way. He embraced his kookiness, but not in a way like I'm just going to go be kooky more. It was like a real. What I liked most about talking to him was his realization that surfing is a distinct culture that he is not part of. Which that is something that that self-awareness made me like him. Of this is a thing in a culture that exists. By me being in the water doesn't mean I belong in that culture. If I ever want to belong in that culture, there's people are friendly. There's a way in, but it's a real commitment to the thing. That's what I don't like about the Val in general, is just by surfing makes me a surfer. Where to me, again, I've talked about it before, being a surfer means you've bled, cried, you've had experiences here. Like this is, you've taken on this burden of being a surfer. And Lunakai, not that he wants to take it on, and hopefully he doesn't, right? Hopefully this was his moment with surfing and he will never surf again. But his awareness that this is a culture that I am not part of, I enjoyed.
That is good. I told him, because I was messaging with him quite a bit, I was like, he was like, I didn't know if they were making fun, if the internet was making fun of me for being a kook. And he's like, if they were, that's fine too. And I was like, yeah, but yes, they are, but it's not like people went to your YouTube channel, watched you, and then formed an opinion about you and your character and your personality.
Yeah.
Like you're representing something. And there's a much bigger thing happening in surfing right now where there's all of these Vals that have come in because of COVID. And so you are representative of that. And for us to be able to hear the story of the Val, because up until now, we've just been wondering who the Val is.
Sure.
So you being able to share your side is really, you're tapping into, this whole thing is tapping into a much bigger theme. And we're all really appreciative of it. And so he was cool with that. And he's like, I'm more than happy to share.
Oh, he was cool. Yeah. Great.
And I sent him some merch. I sent him the Valpocalypse cutoff.
Oh,
too.
yeah.
So
was he hyped?
I don't know. He hasn't talked to me since he's received it.
Okay.
I just mailed it like 2 days ago.
Okay.
So I'm hoping, I would love to see him in the Valpocalypse cutoff.
Yep.
I was shocked that they made it out to the lineup. Knowing what we know now, I mean, he was out in the lineup facing towards the beach, trying to get a wave.
On a wave storm, wetsuitless.
In a good swell.
It was a pumping Malibu swell.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I love a good spray in the face. I haven't been sprayed in the face like I get sprayed, just randomly, but it's never in the face. Like you have to be like paddling into the wave to get it hard in the face.
I mean, you have to be paddling into the wave and then pull back and sit up on your board to get it full face.
If I have a buddy coming down the line, I'll linger on the shoulder, and give him the opportunity to spray me.
Yep.
But that one is like a retina detaching, like buckets.
It was a proper spray. It's such an iconic image, I feel.
It is.
It's a real bummer that we didn't get the full. I mean, I guess we just gave it the full on the show. But yeah, it was a moment.
Devin took full advantage of that.
Yep.
All right, let's go to commercial. We'll come back. I got a story, and then we can close out with Barrel or Not.
Let's do it.
Chaz, we can keep it short but sweet today.
Love it. I love the product. You know what product I'm talking about?
Yeah, I do. The one that keeps you healthy. You're not feeling 100. You are under the weather today, but buoyed by Athletic Greens.
Guess what I would have done without Athletic Greens?
Slept all day.
Stayed in bed all day. I literally, wife was like, you get back in bed this morning. I said, no, I have places to be and things to do. Drug myself downstairs. You know what I did? Made an Athletic Greens. Guess where I am right now? Across from you, getting you sick.
Fired up. We're keeping a social distance.
We are. You won't get sick.
And that microphone will get burned after this episode.
As it should. This microphone should stay here for the day.
Here's short thought. athleticgreens.com/surf is where you go, firstly. Here's my short thought on Athletic Greens. Greens are important. Any doctor will tell you, any nutritionist will tell you, the darker green, the better for you. This stuff covers, there were many, many days in my life, weeks even, where it's like I just didn't get around to
making kale.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. You know what I mean? And so this ensures that I cover those gaps every single morning. I need it at this point in my life, late 30s, trying to be fit, whatever. I need the energy that comes from all of that whole food nutrition. This is whole food nutrition made into a powder, mixed with water, take it in the morning, move on with your day, feel great as a result.
Cannot be a better product.
And it comes to monthly. You sign up monthly, it shows up.
I've done other green powders in my life where you wake up, mix it in. I always dreaded it. I always was like, I got to get through this. Like, this is what I'm supposed to be doing. Agreed. Athletic Greens, I look forward to as much as coffee.
Fully agreed. And with any of those other products, there was always a little hiccup maybe in their business model where it's like, oh, I got to go to Target to pick that up or whatever. The fact that this shows up on your door monthly and it's on your kitchen counter, you mix it, it couldn't be easier. athleticgreens.com/surf. And it keeps us in business.
Love it.
Yeah. All right. Back to the show, Chaz.
Fantastic.
If you want to avoid our commercials, you'll be hampering your health, but you can feel good about subscribing. You want to know who are among our subscribers?
Who?
Sean Doherty.
Whoa, Sean Doherty.
CJ Hobgood.
Thank you, Siege.
Can you believe it?
No, celebrities.
Full-on surf celebrities.
Surf celebrities.
I know. I got the notifications today. I think they must have signed up around the same time because the recurring thing, I get email notifications and I see the names of people. And so today, got the email notifications, CJ, Sean.
Thanks, Sean Doherty.
Oh man, I got to send those guys a thanks.
It's going to make me want to both buy Salty Crew and buy a house in Orlando area.
Oh yeah.
That's what Siege does. Siege is doing some real estate now, and also make me buy an issue of what? Banks?
Surfing World.
Surfing World, yeah.
And by the way, the next printing of Surfing World, Sean's sending me issues, and I'm going to make those available through our merch store, surfsplendorpodcast.com/shop.
Excited.
So we're supporting print, which is funny. We've got t-shirts and hats and stuff in the shop, but the best seller was Acetone Magazine.
Of course. I mean, what a beautiful thing, though.
I know. And I feel like Surfing World as well.
Yeah.
I want to get white horses too.
Great.
So, I mean, to think that we're kind of the podcast medium, this ephemera that exists in the ether is supporting print makes me so happy.
Makes me overjoyed.
Crazy.
Beautiful.
The way the world turns. Bill and Melinda Gates are getting divorced. It's not surf related, but the fact that we can't not discuss this.
No, done.
This is a fascinating topic to me.
Over. 27 years were they married? Is that what it is?
27 years.
Yeah, long time.
Here's my question. If they seemed as happy, I mean, in terms of people who they're not celebrities. Now they're now a celebrity couple, you know, but it's not like they met at the peak of their powers and then it's like they're beautiful people who got married because they're both celebrities. No, these people met
at Microsoft.
It was all organic. Yeah. It was an organic meeting. They have this beautiful foundation together. They've grown this crazy business together. She seems unbelievably smart. Like if they can't make it work with, by the way, 66,000 square feet.
Yep.
Like I think that's a big pressure in a relationship. Is money always is a cause of divorce.
Sure.
Square footage will put pressure on you. If you don't have separate bathrooms, little things like that, that'll put pressure on you. If you can't make it work in 66,000 square feet with $124 billion and 27 years of success, who can?
Yeah, but I think
I'm scared.
No. Bill and Melinda, he seems like a kook, obviously. He's rich, but he's a kook. And she seems like she kind of was tired of being, over time, now it's the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation, et cetera, right? She's done a good job of elevating her profile. I don't think she was ever wanted to be number two, or what I've read about the story. She was not like the, submissive housewife. Like she knew that she would have to stay home and raise the kids because he was out, doing Microsoft and stuff, but whatever. So I guess she just got agitated. He seems like a kook. 27 years, she wants something new, right?
I never got any of those vibes.
What else are you going to get though? You're 56. I mean, are you going to go on girls trips? You could do do you want to find love again? That's what I don't understand.
So I'm wondering after 27 years, why now?
Just stick it out. You don't have to.
I guess, but so then maybe they were waiting for the kids to get out of the house. I don't know what their kids' situation
It's
is.
same with stinking, like I just read yesterday, a long excerpt from Amazon Unbound, I think it's called, a new book.
Don't know it.
About Jeff Bezos. And the excerpt I read was about when he met Lauren Sanchez and started, the like C-list, whatever, Hollywood reporter that he left his wife for. It's just so bizarre. Like, what are you doing? But I think Bezos thinks he's crushing it now, right? Like, Bezos seems like such a friggin' tool. And
he's turning into Tony Stark.
I mean, but
he's like fit.
Yeah, but
bald.
Tony Stark.
He looks. Tony Stark's not bald, but he looks like he's morphing into like a super. But the villain. Tony Stark's not a good example because he's the villain. Lex Luthor.
But also that Tony Stark has stuff that he does that is not all self-awareness. Like, Bezos is trying to be cool now, it seems. He's trying to do things. He's like, Jeff Bezos is a Jordy Smith claim. Like, it's this awkward version of like,
well, because he's always going to be a dork.
He's a friggin' nerd. Like, he's a dumbass, and he's like ruthlessly brutal in business. And none of this stuff makes for a very compelling person. I mean, compelling in like a bad guy way. Where
that's what I mean. Yeah. He's Lex Luthor. Yeah, you're right. He's always going to be a dork, even if he has biceps.
Yeah.
Ultimately is what it comes down to.
And you're even way more dorky. Like, the dork with biceps is way worse than the dork without biceps.
Carrot top.
Yeah. Like, my goodness gracious. It's just like, it is just awkward. So Jeff Bezos has made himself super awkward. I never thought about Jeff Bezos before, like, his transformation into cool guy. Like, Jeff Bezos was where he should be in the entire world's mind. The richest man in the world who's sort of mysterious. Must be really smart. Even if you don't like what he's doing, you respect the intelligence, right? Or respect that ambition or whatever. Now that he's dorking around trying to be a Hollywood celeb, it's just like, no. Now be mysterious. There's no more mystery. I know you were just a friggin' asshole who was out there trying. You can never buy your way into celebrity. You can think you are. You can buy your 66,000 square foot home in the Hollywood Hills and throw parties where Brad Pitt comes. But Brad Pitt's not thinking Jeff Bezos is my friggin' guy. Brad Pitt's thinking Jeff Bezos is a nerd he bought me, and I am a celebrity, so I am purchasable. That's what I am.
Well, so with Bill and Melinda, does Bill go through the midlife crisis that Bezos went through? Or does Melinda?
Melinda does, for sure.
I could see Melinda.
Melinda will, for sure. I would like to think Melinda has enough sense to make it very discreet, not to be. That was the whole thing about
that wouldn't be fun.
That was the whole Jeff thing, is that he didn't care. Like, when Lauren Sanchez and Bezos were both fully married and on the surface had, there was no rift or whatever, would be out like partying together all the time in the light of paparazzi and all this.
And by the way, sending dick pics.
Yeah.
That end up.
I realized that, or learned that was never true. That's part of.
Oh, really?
Because Bezos went after the National Enquirer, and that's part of, not how he brought him down, but like, so it was Lauren Sanchez's brother who was the rat who ratted him out but did it secretly. But he was the one who said he had a dick pic. And then they kept asking to see it. And so on a Zoom call, he held his phone up and showed him one, but it was just downloaded from the internet. But they believed him. And so
they just Google search dick pic and found the same one.
He did, yeah. It was, no, they never knew. And so then they told Bezos's guy, hey, we have we're being cool because we have a dick pic. And then that's when Bezos knew, okay, so he could press his advantage. Interesting story. But anyway, back to Bill better not do anything but like shrink out of my sight. Melinda better be very, very, very discreet with what she does. She can have a boy toy, but she'll be, after the divorce, she'll probably be the second richest woman in the world.
After who?
After Bezos' ex.
No. She got 34 million or 34 billion.
Yeah, she's the richest woman in the world though.
Yeah, I think Melinda will be number one because they have 124 billion that they're splitting.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so that'd be double what Bezos' wife got.
Okay, so richest woman in the world now, use some of that money to keep yourself out of my thoughts.
Yeah.
Like, that is money well spent for you.
Like all the royal family has done all along. They all had affairs going on that was discreet.
Which is
in
why
the most tabloid culture of all.
Which is why, and then Harry and Meghan come out, and whether you're Team Harry, Meghan, or Team Buckingham Palace, it's all tawdry, and you don't really want to see that. Like it's like eating too much candy. It's like,
see, I'm gonna take chat. This should be your take.
Yeah.
You took the safe discretion road.
Yeah.
The gritty take would be, let's see Melinda turn into Girls Gone Wild.
But
if she starts dating shows up at the Oscars with Zac Efron, that would be incredible.
The problem
and just
is
Chardonnay all day, every day.
That's funny once or twice, but 3 times, I don't want to see it anymore. But the problem is once they've done it once or twice, it's Jeff Bezos now. I don't want to ever see that fucker ever again in my entire life. And we're going to be forced to see him get biceps. He's totally going
You're so anti-Bezos. It's crazy.
How can anyone not be anti-Bezos?
I know. You've got a passion about anti-Bezos that I didn't expect.
I guess it's surprising.
I want to see Melinda get plastic surgery, look like a freak, drink Chardonnay all day, show up with Zac Efron. That's the Melinda that I want.
That really should be my position.
It really should be.
It's discretion.
And Bill just shaking his head going, what has happened?
Did you see the Instagram I posted about it was like the unveiling of Microsoft DOS or something like that? That's on my Instagram, Surf Splendor. You can.
What was it?
It's just them partying. It's Steve Ballmer and Gates and stuff. They're just so awkward
on stage.
Yeah,
with pleated khakis and like sweater vests.
Polos.
I've seen it in the past.
Yeah.
My favorite one was him jumping over the chair in that Connie Chung interview.
Yeah.
Do you remember that?
Yes.
I posted that years ago on Surf Splendor's Instagram account, where like making a joke about somebody doing an air reverse.
Yeah.
And yeah, he's in an interview, and I don't even know why this came up, but she's like, I heard that you've got quite a vertical leap. You could jump over an office chair. And he's like all proud. He's like, yeah, I can. You want to see it? And so then the camera pulls back, and and they overlaid on the video the Van Halen's jump, so it cuts to that with him jumping over a chair. It's just like, what? Why? It's not even that impressive. I think I could jump over a chair. Like, who cares?
It's really funny. Those guys I don't want to see him.
He's so funny to me.
Don't want anything to do with him.
I want to see him on dating apps. I want to see like the whole 9, dude.
Would you, if Melinda Gates, say your Tinder app was still accidentally open one day, you went to delete it, there was a request from Melinda Gates, would you swipe left or right?
Dude, I would swipe right on Bill Gates. We're talking 124 billion.
It's true.
I'm available.
True. Yeah, it's true.
Here I am.
Yeah.
Come and get it.
Oh, just be like the candelabra, whatever.
Exactly. Behind the Candelabra.
That was such a
or Tiger King.
Behind the Candelabra was such a fantastic whatever
movie.
I mean, yeah, I guess it's
biopic.
Biopic. That I've watched it like 2 or 3 times now. It is so good. Like awkward, cringy, but very, very, very good. Like Michael Douglas, phenomenal. Matt Damon, phenomenal. What's his name? Who plays the plastic surgeon?
I forget.
Well cast, well acted, set design.
Fascinating story.
Yep.
By the way, Tiger King had a very similar storyline.
Yeah, it's true. Tiger King was behind the candelabra in the sticks with people with no money.
With crystal meth.
Yeah.
And tigers.
Yeah.
Which makes it way better.
Ah, man. The candelabra. Oof. Yeah.
All right. Barrel or not.
Let's do it.
Going by a single name like Lunakai.
Ooh. I'm going to say unless you're super famous, no.
We got Madonna.
Yeah, she can do it.
Kanye can pull it off.
Yep. Sia.
Sia pulls it off.
If you can say the name and people know who you are, then I'm going to say you are more than welcome to that. Prince, you are more than welcome to be Prince. Funny, Michael Jackson can never do it. Can never say Michael. You're talking about Michael Jordan, Michael Jackson.
Even if you say Jackson, you're not necessarily talking about him.
No. Yeah, I know. See, he blew
Elvis.
it. Elvis, have at it.
These are all musicians.
Okay, let's go. An actor, Cher.
Yeah, Cher, you're right. But musician, she started
Also
in
an
music.
actress. Who, let's see. If somebody says Angelina Jolie almost has it. Somebody says Angelina.
Yeah, but it's not the same as Madonna.
It's not nearly because there's room for shade.
Zendaya.
Okay, but she's a musician.
Is she?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
That's where she started.
Oh, I didn't know that.
How do musicians only get to pull this off?
I know.
Is there a one-named actor? Let's see.
Rock.
Charlton. Would you think Charlton Heston, or would you not think that?
Yeah, but I had to dig for a bit.
Okay, what about, shoot.
I mean, The Rock.
But The Rock is, so, okay, if you're a WWE star and or a musician, you pull it off. Can we not think of an actor?
But even The Rock, he rebranded at a
As
certain
Dwayne
point
Johnson.
to shirk the WWE.
Yeah.
So Luna Kai, here's the question. Luna Kai, who got sprayed in the face.
Yep.
He branded himself with one name to try to gain traction, presumably as a DJ.
He's a DJ.
So that's where I'm kind of cringing about it, where
You got to have one DJ. I mean, because DJ Paul Fisher had to go back down to Fisher, right?
Yeah.
Where I think you need your one name as a DJ, but wait a second here. Who are those who's that weirdo Spanish guy who is a big, huge thing?
Oh, no.
DJ.
I don't know.
DJs go a lot of times two names, but what do you do? That's the problem. Better barrel or not. So I'm going to say no barrel on, if you, unless you're known, unless somebody could say that name and know who you are.
Yeah.
So musicians, apparently not celebrities, musicians exempted.
Yeah.
DJ names. What do you feel about DJ names?
Give me an example.
Well, just any of them. So you have your DJs that go by your name, right?
Steve Aoki.
Yeah, Steve Aoki or, whatever, versus
Skrillex.
Precisely. Where are you? Stevie Aoki versus Skrillex. Or who's the
I'm okay with it. I'm okay with a branded concept like Skrillex.
Yeah.
I'm fine with it.
Okay.
Yeah.
So then that answers the Luna Kai question. Luna Kai, thumbs up, bro, buddy. Keep your single name.
I guess where I'm landing on this is if you have some brand identity, then I'm okay with it.
Yeah.
But if it's just if you're just working in accounting at some office in
that's
Irvine,
awkward.
and you're just insist that everybody calls you
Luna Kai.
Yeah.
If Luna Kai was working accounting and made people call him Luna Kai, that would be really awkward. Yeah. Nobody can do that. If you got a thing that you want people to call you.
Or even me. I was just it's Scales from now on.
Yeah.
Never say David.
Yeah. Be awkward.
I'm going by Scales.
Yeah. Be awkward.
Yeah. All right.
No barrel.
No barrel.
A general no barrel.
Barrel or not. This was based off Griffin Colapinto's post-heat interview yesterday. Telling people that you have to poop.
Griffin, if he would have just had that one where he said that he pooped in the lineup, that would have been okay. But saying it again, branding yourself. So in general, no barrel, always no barrel. As it relates to Griffin Colapinto, no barrel.
Agreed.
Never.
There's no barrel, any version of
There's
this.
no time. The only, which is not a barrel, by the way, but if you're in a diarrhea emergency, riding passenger seat, even then you should say, I really got to use the restroom and make it look like you got to go.
Even then you say the restroom.
Yeah.
You know what? And by the way, Griffin said a number 2 was his quote. And so in the post-heat interview, they're like, so what was your heat preparation? And he's like, I got up, I checked the waves, I drank coffee. Then I had to do a number 2. And so to make sure I was all light for my heat or whatever, that implants an image in the head of the viewer that just is not pleasant. And so unless it's a kid screaming to mom in a grocery store, we can all laugh at the kid saying it. But once you've turned into adulthood, you cannot tell people, look, we all poop. I get that part. I'm not weird about it. It's just, there's a common courtesy.
I'm telling you, it's back to discretion. The older I get, the more discretion is the true grit. Discretion.
The more you value.
Yep.
Yeah, well, Griff.
Sorry, buddy.
It was barely funny the first time. Now that it's your thing that you tell people when you're going to poop and what your schedule is.
Definitely not
into
funny.
it.
Yeah.
Losing points.
Yep.
Losing points, Griff. All right, don't tell people when you have to poop.
Yep.
Barrel or non number 3. Owning a monkey.
So barrel. If I could have a monkey. I mean, more barrel when I was younger, of course. But monkeys do the darndest things. They can ride your dog. You could get your monkey to wax your board, I bet. You could do so much fun stuff with your monkey. I've always thought a monkey would rule. Less now.
Everybody has. I mean, everybody went through a phase in their life where they fantasized about owning a monkey.
Remember when Paris Hilton had like a monkey adjacent thing? I don't think it was actually a monkey, but it was like a little creature that was like monkey. Yeah, it was like monkey-esque.
So, yeah, that seems obvious that we all wish we could have a monkey, but the people who have actually done it, I think, end up with their face ripped off.
I think that, and I think the monkey probably truly destroys your house.
You have to make it wear a diaper.
Yeah, that's uncool. Monkeys in diaper is unchill. Like, if you lived in somewhere with like a jungly backyard, say you lived in Bali and you had like a pet monkey, pet in air quotes, who you fed and it would come and hang out and do the thing, but it would just live where monkeys live, that'd be the way to do it.
Do you let them inside?
If that monkey wants to come inside to watch some TV for a minute, but as soon as that monkey starts telling you it has to poop, it's out.
Or throwing the poop at you.
Yeah,
that's the problem.
Then it's out.
See, yeah, I was following okay, if you can have like a neighborhood cat.
Sure.
You leave a saucer of milk out for it. The monkey comes by. Except that's not the reason I want the monkey is so that I can watch TV with it. The whole purpose of owning the monkey is to have him on the chair next to you and do silly things together.
You do that though. You do silly things with your monkey, but limited. You could even get your monkey and take it into town, like your neighborhood monkey. Might be a bummer when it runs away and then you've lost the neighborhood monkey. But for that 1 minute when you're walking through the problem though is, here's the thing. In theory, it's beautiful. How many people, or what's the type of person you see in public with an iguana on their shoulder, holding a pet pig, with even a parrot walking through? Anybody you see in public with a funky pet is not who you want to be.
Exactly.
So no barrel on
unless
monkeys.
you're going to a protest.
That is sad.
Remember we had the parrot, the protest parrot?
Yeah. Protest parrot was genius.
Exactly. I said owning a monkey, you're like, barrel, that's absolutely barrel. But no,
it is not.
Think about it.
It is a sad no barrel.
It is definitely no barrel. The responsibility required to own a monkey and the real, actual physical threat of owning a monkey, those things go rogue.
And being a funky pet owner, you will be branded as funky pet owner no matter what. Like being in the funky pet owner community, I would love to know what funky pets our listener owns. Like,
who owns the funkiest pet?
Who owns the funkiest pet? I'm putting it out there right now. I actually want to know. What is the funkiest pet you've ever owned?
I've only owned cats and dogs.
I've told the story about my iguana here before, yeah?
I don't remember.
I had it was like right after college, lived in a house with some dudes. For some reason I saw like on whatever Craigslist or wherever you bought things back then, like somebody was basically giving away a 6-foot iguana and its cage and everything. And I said, that sounds friggin' sick. So I went and got it. Dude was such a bastard. He would like whip me with his tail, and it was like a big iguana. Would whip me so hard with its tail when I would try to feed him that eventually I said, you're an asshole. We lived in a like nice leafy tree-ish neighborhood. Opened the cage up and said, you get out of here.
No way.
Sent him out into the world. A couple days later, I was watching the news. Lo and behold, the LA Zoo had been called in to very near my neighborhood, like I think the street next over, to fish a giant iguana out of the tree. And that iguana went to live at the zoo.
Oh, okay.
Like, great, you little bastard.
Did you make up that ending?
No.
Is that really how this story ended?
That's really how it ended. That iguana
well, that's not that bad of an ending.
It's great. That bastard went to jail forever, a zoo jail.
I watched this documentary. There's tons of that story happening
in Florida,
across
especially.
America, all over America, where people, they have like, I don't know if it's part of the police department or what, but each county has these animal rescue people that go and they get, chimpanzees that people let out because they started getting aggressive.
Yeah.
And like you, rather than doing a responsible handoff, they just let a tiger cub out into the wild and the craziest animals. I mean, obviously venomous snakes, like crazy stuff.
I'm with those people.
Crazy.
I understand the frustration of being over the cool animal you got.
Yeah. Well, this could be a PSA we're highlighting right now to listeners to not do this thing.
No, let
but
them
you were
out.
about to do it with a monkey at the beginning of this segment.
I would, again, now that I think back on my past, I had like a vague piranha once. I thought it was going to be a piranha. I thought it was super sick to have a piranha as a kid. So I bought one that wasn't really a piranha, but I think it was like related to the piranha. And I kept trying to feed it other fish and it wouldn't eat. And eventually it died because I refused to feed it fish food until it would eat meat.
Wow. So it just starved to death.
Yeah.
Well, I feel like
I'm not a
most
good
fish
pet
that
owner.
anybody brings home end up like there's
Yeah.
a 50-50%.
Sure.
Yeah. Wow. Okay. So barrel or no monkey?
No.
Owning a monkey?
No.
You're going no. I'm going no as well.
Yeah.
The other thing, aside from what you just, you don't want to be the monkey owner, all that sort of stuff. It's a slippery slope to the Tiger King.
Yeah.
It's not long until you own 87 of them
Yep.
and you're stealing meat from Walmart
Yep.
and,
Sad.
killing the ones out the back that you can't feed.
That's who the guy I saw at Farmer's Market was, holding his pet pig. He was 2 steps away from being Captain Fantastic or whatever. What is Joe Exotic?
Joe
Yeah.
Exotic.
Yeah.
That's right. All right. Well, this has been an educational show.
Always are.
Yeah. Albumsurf.com. Thank you for hosting. Happy birthday, Matt.
Get Matt Parker a present. Get yourself a board.
And or, you know what? Even t-shirts. Let's say
yeah.
you're not up for a $900 surfboard right now. They make awesome t-shirts and clothing.
Phenomenal.
So albumsurf.com.
Are they all sold in shop
Yeah.
at albumsurfboards.com?
And online.
Sweet.
Yeah. And then obviously athleticgreens.com/surf. Sign up, be healthy.
Feel great.
Subscribe to the podcast through your hyperlink in your show notes. Join the elite ranks.
Win a surfboard.
Yeah, win
Sean
a surfboard.
Doherty.
I'm going to give away that Roger Hines. I'm going to review it this week and then give it away on June 1st.
I'm also going to give a personalized phone call from CJ Hobgood to somebody who subscribes.
Wait, you're going to give it, but
Yep.
CJ's going to,
CJ's going to call some subscriber up and say, thanks, bro.
we'll put him on Cameo.
Yeah.
Like
Ooh.
Joe Turpel. Alongside Joe Turpel, you can buy CJ Hobgood
Saying hello.
for $30.
What did Joe go for? 50?
I thought it might have
30?
been. Yeah, it might have been 50. Let me see, actually. I think I have it in my notes.
Derek tried to get a shout out and was rejected.
No way.
Oh, yeah. Of
Joe turned him down.
course.
$30.
Yeah. Sweet.
Available for $30. All right, Chaz, until next week.
Get barrel.